welcome to my channel. Today I decided to do my makeup using only NYX products. A few of these products I've already had in my makeup collection, but a majority of them are brand new to me, at least, not necessarily the beauty industry. If you guys like these kinds of videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. And with that being said, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So I've already prepped and moisturized my skin. I'm just going to quickly moisturize my lips too using my trusty old Carmex. Now, I did already do my brows off camera, and I did go in with NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder, and I have mine in the shade dark brown. I've had this actually for a while. It kind of looks gross. Sorry, not sorry. And then I just carved it out with a little bit of NYX concealer that I have in this little pot. So I am just going to go ahead and start off with the eyes. For eyeshadow primer, I found this here from NYX. Duh. Everything is from NYX. I'm doing a full face using NYX. For eyeshadow primer, I'm going to be using their Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. It says it turns any eyeshadow into a waterproof eyeshadow. So we'll see how this works. And this is in the shade Colorless. Just comes in a tube like this. So let's see how this works. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a nude color. Just gonna put this all over my eyelids. And then I'm just going to use my ring finger to kind of blend it in more into my eyelid. I don't really know how I feel about this. We're just gonna go with it because that's what we got. Okay, so for eyeshadows, I got Perfect Filter eyeshadow palette in Golden Hour. It looks like this. Okay, wow. It only has 3 matte shades and 7 shimmers. So that's what I have to work with today. Let's see how this goes. So there aren't any names on this palette, but I am going to start off with this Bone shade right here. And I'm just going to take this shade and blend it from my crease all the way up into my brow bone. Next, I'm just going to take the next matte shade in the palette, this really light nude brown shade here. And I'm just going to be applying this to my crease and a little bit above my crease since I do have a bit of a hooded lid. And I'm just going to go ahead and build this color up to the intensity that I would like. Now, if you guys were wondering, this palette does have a bit of kickback, but I don't really care about that because that doesn't really justify whether or not the shadows are as good as others. There are lots of palettes that range from drugstore to high-end that have no kickback or a lot of kickback, and some of them have been just amazing products that I still use them. So kickback to me doesn't really bother me, but I know for some of you guys it does. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Before I go in with any other shadow, I did just quickly add some translucent powder from RCMA just so that we can kind of have our edges cleaned up. This is a method that you can do similar to using tape, but with tape it's more of a harsher line, whereas with the translucent powder it's still a cut line, but it's not as harsh. To me, it just looks a little bit better. So the next shade I'm going to be going in with is the last matte shade here. It's like a neutral brown shade, and I'm just going to also take this color into the crease, but I'm only going to focus it onto the outer V. I'm going to take it a little bit onto the lid, but not too far in as well, just because I'm going to do a cut crease. So if you do go in a little bit too much, that's totally okay. We are going to clean it up. Now I'm just going to take a brush with nothing on it and just kind of blend out the edges so they're not as harsh. I will say so far that these shadows are okay. I mean, I'm not going to totally judge them because I did use a new eyeshadow primer. Normally I wouldn't use that type of eyeshadow primer, so I'll definitely give them another try and I'll let you guys know, but so far they're okay. Alright, so to cut the crease, I am going to be going in with NYX Concealer, and because I do have a bit of a hooded lid, I am going to take it a little bit above my crease. Then with the flat brush, I'm going to go in with this shimmer right here, and I'm going to place this everywhere we put the cut crease, but I'm going to kind of leave the inner corner a little blank. Ooh, okay, that's pretty. For the inner portion, I am going to go in with more of this pure yellowy gold shade here. Now I am just going to go back in with that matte brown shade, and I am going to just kind of place that between where we put the shimmer and the matte color, just so that I can blend the two together so it doesn't look as crazy harsh. And actually I'm gonna mix the bone shade and that tan shade together just so I can blend out the edges so that they're not as harsh. Alright, I'm just going to quickly finish my other eye and I'll be right back. Alright, so our eyeshadow isn't done yet. We're gonna go ahead and pause that and add some eyeliner and some lashes. So for eyeliner today, I'm going to be using the Epic Ink liner in the shade Black. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the eyes in a minute, but for now, let's go ahead and get into our face makeup. For primer today, I got their Pore Filler Primer here, and it says that it creates a satiny, smooth finish, minimizing the appearance of enlarged pores, can be worn over, under, or without makeup. Can be worn over makeup. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Ooh, and it comes out this nude shade. It kind of looks similar to Benefit's Pore Professionals, the original. I'm gonna rub this into my fingers and then rub this mainly into my T-zone and then just add the rest of whatever's left over on the rest of my face. I will say it does feel like my face is really smooth, and it does kind of have like that satiny finish as well. So alright, so for foundation, I didn't grab a new one because I already have these two foundations, which I like. They're pretty good. They're just not really long wearable for me because after a few hours, I do end up looking like an oily mess, but they are the Total Control Drop Foundations. So I have two shades here. I have shade 10 Buff and shade 13 Golden, and I'm just going to kind of mix these two shades together and blend it on to my face.
What is this?
I'm filming a video.
What up?
For concealer, I have this one here. It is their HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. I actually had this before, like when I first got into makeup, and I liked it, kinda. I don't remember if it was like really drying or not, but we'll give it another shot. And I have mine in the shade 4.5. Okay, I mean, that actually blended out really nice. Nicer than I thought it was going to blend out, to be honest. But I'm not mad about that. For powder, I got the Set It, Don't Fret It Matte Finishing Powder. And I got mine in the shade Light Medium. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to pour some of this into the cap. And I am going to set my under eyes first, and then I'm going to set the rest of my face. I'm not gonna lie, this powder kind of smells like crayons. I mean, it goes away after a little bit, but it's just kind of not pleasant, especially like when you're putting this all over your face. Now that we're all set, let's go ahead and finish off our eyes. I am just going to go ahead and go in with both of these matte shades, and I'm going to go ahead and buff this underneath the lash line. I'm going to start off with the brown first, and I'm going to focus this mainly on the outer part of the lash line, just so that it connects with the outer V on our eyelid. That way the eyeshadow look looks a little bit more put together. And I'm going to go in with that light tan shade like I said. I'm just going to kind of buff that brown shade out with that tan shade. And then for the inner corner, I am going to go in with this gold shade again. I'm going to place a little bit more in my inner corner and then just bring it down a little bit onto the tear duct. All right, there was a little bit of a fallout, so I am just going to wipe that away. For mascara, I'm going to be going in with XXL Lush Lashes Mascara. It says it is a volume and defining mascara, so hopefully it does just that. Oh wow, interesting. This is a very fat mascara wand, and it has this cool little tip with an indentation, which I'm assuming is going to help me get every single little piece of eyelash. So let's see here what this will do. I'm not mad at it. It is very volumizing. That is for sure. Definitely gave me a bunch of length. I mean, I know I do have false lashes, but they look even more like, so not mad at that at all. For bronzer, I got their matte bronzer in the shade medium. I've actually never tried any of their bronzers or their blushes really, so I'm hoping that I like this. It's a pretty medium bronzy shade. I mean, it did look like an everyday like good shade. I'm just not too sure if I should have got maybe the light. I'm only gonna go with a little bit because I don't want to look too crazy, so. I will say that this bronzer does have a bit of kickback, but I mean, I don't mind kickback like I said, but it was just kind of too much. It did blend really nicely. I do like the color. For blush, I got their Ombre blush in the shade Strictly Chic. All they had were these ombre blushes, which I was just kind of like, okay, I guess. So this is what the blush looks like. Super peachy and pretty. And I remember when I swatched this that it was pretty pigmented, so I'm not gonna go too crazy in my brush. Oh, it has a bit of like a sheen to it, which I'm not too fussed about, but I don't naturally go for a blush that has sheen to it. This would be nice if you don't really want to do a highlight, I would say, because it does have a little bit of that natural sheen. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so I'm just going to buff and blend all of this out. For highlight, I already had this. This is their Strobe of Genius Illuminating palette. What it looks like. Unfortunately, I dropped it, so this shade here, which is actually my favorite shade in the palette, broke. But I am just going to be kind of mixing these three here, so the yellow, pink, and the purple shade. Okay, so for lips, I'm going to go in with this one here. It is called Budapest. It is this really pretty like berry purpley shade, and to set the face I'm going to be using their matte finish long lasting setting spray. If you guys enjoyed this video and would like me to do more, or if you guys have a video that you guys want to see me do next, definitely leave me a comment down below, and until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!